Abhiraj,
Good afternoon, sir.
good afternoon. Is this your first class? As per my record, you are attending the class for first time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why so? The classes has been started from 24th of this month, last month. And why so, Abhiraj? Okay, student, like you have to understand one thing. So it's our third lecture, and the subject is mentoring and professional development. We have already done the introduction part of this particular lecture, that what all content we will be covering, right? What kind of things we'll be learning in this particular lecture. And I personally believe that this lecture is very important, and it is not only for those students who are passing out. I personally believe that this particular lecture is important for junior to senior most student, even for everyone who is working, right? And adding to it, so introduction part has been done, like we have already completed the knowing process mean to say, where we have interacted with all of, like we all interacted with each other by saying, by telling like what kind of like experience you had there in your industrial training, what was the fear there, like these, like we have covered these type of questions, right? And moving further, today we will discuss about personality development. And as you have uh, taken your like baby step for related to your industry, that you have completed your, not even baby step, I would say, you are able to run now in your industry. So we'll start with a small question. I want proper, like, why screen sharing is paused? Let me share the screen again. I don't know why the issue is happening. Okay. Is it visible
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
even now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So are you able to see the objectives?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Why is it pause? Screen share is pause. Okay. Okay. Let me try once again. I don't know what is happening. Like once I'm like putting the PPT on full screen, it is showing that screen sharing is paused. Okay, do one thing. We'll go like this way only. So I hope like you all are able to see the objectives of this lecture. Kindly
Yes, sir.
acknowledge me with yes or no.
Yeah.
Okay, Harshita is present. Harshita, your PPT is pending.
Sir, I have sent it to you, no?
Yeah, you have sent to me, but the delivery or the presentation is pending.
Yes, sir.
The purpose has not been solved, that you have
Yes.
sent to me, right? And the rest of the students, like no one has sent me any PPT, right?
सर मेरे पास आपकी मेल नहीं है तो मैं आज
Okay,
आपको फॉरवर्ड कर दूंगी मैंने आज
just
कॉलेज
give
में हूँ मैं
me a
आपकी
moment.
मेल ले लूँ
Yes, Aman, what was you sharing? Yes, Aman.
यस सर
Okay. Uh, your voice, like there is echo from your side. Okay. What I was saying, that no one has sent me any PPT except Harshita. So if you are saying that email address, you can take email address from anyone, even like you can ask email ID from me also. Right. So we'll cover up the PPT session in the last of this class. Harshita, so be ready once we'll be finishing up with this lecture. In the last few minutes, like I'll give you the PPT presentation time.
Okay, sir.
Okay, fine. So students will be covering in this particular lecture the concept of personality. We will learn like what personality is and what all dimensions are there for the personality too. And third thing would be we will be covering definitely what success is. We'll check what type of success, like what actually success is, what we believe, right? And what would be the hurdles. Hurdles mean to say the uh, like mean to say the things that come before our steps, right, come in between our success, and then how can we overcome the hurdles and all, right? So definitely we will cover up the failure also, causes of failure, and then SWOT analysis. So we will go like this way. So before moving this, let's start with personality. So we'll start with small question. Can anyone tell me like what do you think that what personality is? I want your kind like cooperation over here. Just try to feel that this is just a discussion session where you can put up your point. What is personality? Yes, students, what is personality? Don't be like shy. Maybe your point is correct.
पर्सनालिटी इज जस्ट लाइक कि किसी का एक ड्रेसिंग सेंस हो गया या उसके बोलने का एक तरीका हो गया, मतलब उसकी हर एक चीज को नोटिस करना, एक एटिकेट के साथ सबको ट्रीट करना.
Correct. That is
दैट्स ऑल कमेंट
personality.
पर्सनालिटी.
All right. Very good. Okay. And any other person, Ganesh Bahadur, what do you think? What is personality? Because we all know what
सर
is
बोलने का
personality.
तरीका किसी के साथ
हाँ, बोलने का तरीका.
उसका बिहेवियर कैसा है किसी के साथ.
Okay. Right. And Kajal Mahajan?
सर हम इसमें होता है कि लाइक हम किसी से कैसे बात करते हैं, हमारा वे ऑफ वॉकिंग कैसा है, हम किसी से कैसे बिहेव करते हैं, ये सब पर्सनैलिटी में आ जाता है.
Okay. ये सब personality में आ जाता है. Okay. Then any other person like who has different opinion? Because I like it seems like you all are saying kind of same thing. So anyone who has different opinion related to Anurag Sapkota, what do you feel? What is personality?
So like other my friends told, speaking sense, dressing sense, how you behave. That's
Okay.
it.
Fine. Yes, you are right. Okay, so we'll move further. The best part
How are you,
related.
sir?
Yes, Shrupan.
How are you, sir?
Yes, I'm good.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
So, according to me, personality is another face of person.
Okay.
I mean, because जो दिखता है person, उसके जो like एक way of talking तो चलो as a grooming standard, but personality मेरे according वो होती है जब हम किसी चीज को किस तरह handle करते हैं, कि like एक different personality हमारी जो grown up होती है.
Yes, you are right, Rupan. Like
Yes,
personality are yes, you are right. Like let me make it
मुझे
clear.
लगता है कि हमारा एक सोचने का वे एक साइकोलॉजिकल वे होता है.
True. So let me make you clear what personality is, if we will ask to 10%, the personality would be the, so if we would just give me. Okay, students, so the best part related to this personality development is not development, personality. Personality, if we will ask the same question to 10% or to 20%, the like a majority of the person would say that the personality is the outer look, how the person is looking, right? How the person is walking, sitting, right? The body gesture, the body language. Generally, like majority of person would say. But the personality perception, the perception related to personality is different, like for every person, right? You believe the personality is one thing, you other person would believe the personality is another thing. But what personalities, let's talk about some, like let's go through the some points, very important points that I believe. So as Rupan said, that it is kind of like the first point is quite related to her statement. The personality is a mask. Mask, not in a negative sense. Mean to say, if I'm like, I would take myself as an example. If I'm talking to my students, right, I'll be different. Like I'll be responding in a different way, right? I'll be taking the problems of my students in a different way. I'll give these solutions in a different one point. If I'm talking to my parents, then I would present a different personality, right? If I'm talking to or I'm into my friends group, then I would bring up another personality of mine, right? And like adding to it, if I'll go to some uh, mm, like into a market to purchase something, right, where I need to negotiate some things. For an example, I need to buy a washing machine, just for an example, and where I need to negotiate, then I'll come up with another personality, right? So personality is kind of a mask. There are multiple theories given by so many great persons that what personality is, right? And each and everything has a proper base. Why? Like for an example, if I'm talking in a particular way with my family, right, whether it is positive or negative, it is like it is happening just because I grown up like this way. One point, like for an example, some person, some childs, they used to communicate in a very rude way with the parents. One point, right? And why they are doing this thing? Because somehow or anyhow, like they have grown up in a same way. They have seen someone who is talking to their parents in this way. One, or and by this way doing this thing continuously, that particular gesture has become the habit, right, the trait one. And similarly, just vice versa, just opposite thing, the student or the child who is talking to the parents, who will communicate with the parents in a very like very decent way. And why they are doing? Because they have grown up in that particular atmosphere, right? So meaning of this particular example is the personality depends on the atmosphere where you are grown, right, where you are residing. And the children who used to uh, like stay in a family where all of them, they respect each other, whether they're younger or elder, right? The personality of that particular person is quite different to the person who is residing where no one is respecting to each other, right? And now the third point relates, everyone, like personality mean to say, uh, as I told you, that it is a gesture that we brought from the atmosphere where we used to live or where we used to get grown up. And if we will not check the limits of that particular role, right? Mask or role is the same word, like, or the same sense I'm using. So if we will not check the limits of that role, then what will happen? Sometime that thing will overpower. Mean to say, I'll take the example of an army person, right? What generally we have listened about that army persons, right? In general, what we have listened, that okay, the army person used to be so angry, right? They are very angry person. They love to be in rule, in discipline. This is what we have learned. Am I right?
Yes,
In
sir.
Yes,
your,
sir.
Yes,
yeah,
sir. Yes.
in your family, like if someone is in army, then what we believe or what we have listened, that that person is so disciplined, he do not go beyond their rules and all, right? One point. And what is happening over here, I'm not like saying that this is wrong thing, but I'm just quoting this thing just for an example. And why this person is acting like a very disciplined person, or like a person who loves the rule, right? Who cannot survive without the rules and all, because that limit, the role he was playing earlier, where he grown up, right? The role has overpowered the real personality, right? The real personality before going to army, maybe that person was so shy, right? And he was not scolded anyone before going to army, but once he was there in the army, right, he spent his lot of a huge amount of age he has spent there in army, and the same role has overpowered his real personality. I hope you are getting my point. Just acknowledge me, yes or no. The real personality
Yes,
of
sir.
that army person has been overpowered with the personality that he has brought there in the army. In the army, he has learned that person as like the only person, the person who has the aim, who has the rules, who used to live in discipline, is the only person, right? And that personality, that mask, that role, he brought in the personal life also. So this is just the example, right? Even you can take the example of a teacher, the person who has become a teacher, and what he used to do, even in his like later ages, he used to teach all kind of person, right? Once that particular teacher has been retired and he is moving around in the park, and if he will meet a small salesman, he used to start teaching him some kind of good habits, I would say. If he used to meet a group of small children, then he start teaching to them, okay, do this thing, do not do, like, don't do this thing, right, like this way. So what he has done, or what he is doing, that the personality in which he has grown up, he has, that personality has overpowered him. But not in every case that overpowering that particular role is a negative way. No, I'm not saying this thing. Sometimes the overpower of one type of role may give negative impact also, right? So personality is not a single meaning. Personality is what, like, we have some theories. Let's talk about that theories. The great persons have given these theories about personality. We'll go one by one what this particular theory is. The first theory is, I don't know like why this thing is happening. I'm going to stop sharing. Why I think like you are unable to see the screen now. Is it visible? Can anyone acknowledge me? Is it
No,
like
sir.
No, sir.
No,
okay
sir.
now?
No, sir.
No.
Yes, sir.
Now
Is it
is it?
visible, sir? Visible, sir.
Okay, now just give me a moment. I don't know why this thing is happening. Not to worry. Okay. So our first theory says the personality is the style of life, right? Whatever style that person is opting, right, or he has opted, that personality, like the person used to start living in that personality, right? Any life or the style of life. So this is first theory, or any like one theory, right? Every individual has his her own personality, because the style of life of all of us, if we are present over here, we are 23 persons are present, the style of life is different. The style of life, my initial life is different, your was different, right? My childhood was different, your is different. Getting my point? So personality is a style of life. Second, outer appearance. Over here, outer appearance, color, skin, this is not like the this theory says that this has very least value in personality or understanding the personality. Personality cannot be explained with color, skin, right? Or physical character and outer appearance. Because the person who is, for an example, if we take an example related to the clothes, the person who is not wearing very good clothes, but the person may have very good thinking, may have very polite way of speaking, right? So these are the things. That's why the outer part is not having so value in understanding the personality. So another one is personality is an organized aspect of person. Organized mean to say, we can say that a well personality person who knows when to talk, when to stop talking, right? When to shout, when to give his suggestions, right? This mean like the person is so organized, right? We cannot feel so good about that person who used to keep smiling every time, keep making fun of every like thing, right? And related to the other thing, the person who used to be angry at every time, so we do not like that personality. So personality mean to say organized aspect of person. You are so organized in each of like each behavior, right? So this is one of the uh, theory related to the personality. And another thing is attitude, beliefs. Beliefs mean to say uh, the way of thinking, the like you don't know the logic, right? But you have a belief on that thing. That is the thing. So the best, like one of the belief is a very funny belief that if cat has crossed your way, then you should not cross that particular way. You should come back. So this is a belief. We do not know the logic behind it, but we have a belief. Then what will happen? I think some negative things will happen where we are going. So this is a belief system. So attitude, belief, strong habits, these are the things that motivate, that gives the motivation to the person, is the major part of personality. This is another theory which makes the person understand what is personality. And then response given in specific situation. Yes, this point is quite related to the organized theory, the theory which is related to organized aspect. Because specific situation mean to say, if you are like to whom we can say that a well personality person who knows uh, if he is in the family, which kind of conversation he should start, or if he is sitting in the senior members, then what kind of conversation he should do, and if he is in the public, right? So what kind of things he should perform. So if a person knows these things, if person is specific about the situation, he has very good skill, right, to handle these situations. So when then we can say that the person is kind of a well personality person. Then moving further in the social and situational context, like person must have uh, like for an I'll explain this thing in an example. But what I would say, we start judging the person just on his words, just on his statements, right? Sometime it happens. Any person, XYZ, a person has given a statement to you. For an example, you come to your teacher and he has said no for anything. Okay. Just give me a moment. Okay. So what I was saying, sometime like I was quoting an example that it happens when you used to go to your teacher for any support or any kind of thing. For an example, like just related, you have visited to your teacher for a leave, right? You don't want to come for next 2 days and your teacher has instantly said no to you. And what will happen, you will not like this thing, you will start judging that person, like why he has said no to you, right? You are genuine on your reason, right? You have a decent reason why you want to like take a leave. But what happens, you have not understood the situation of that person, of your teacher, right? Why he has said no to you. It may be the situational pressure, right? It may be any other thing that he is undergoing. So the last point says personality, like people start judging the personality just on the statements, just on the instant way they are getting from the person, right? But we must go to the social and the situational context of that person, right? So this must be taken into account. Now, moving further, here is the like these were the theories related to the personality. Now we will check what personality, the like crux of those theories, what personality is. So personality is a characteristic mean to say the like set of behavior. The learning mean to say where the person has grown up, right? The atmosphere where from where we have learned. So personality is a club of behavior, learning, emotional patterns, right? Emotional pattern mean to say that what kind of behavior the person is giving it at different time, right? And then like this is the actual meaning of personality. So behavior is the inner part, right? Learning is also the inner skill, what we have learned. Emotional is also the self, the inner part. So personality is a club of behavior, learning, and emotional patterns, right? So how one can develop these two things from the biological and the environmental factor. Mean to say, biological, sometime the personality is inherent, like what you get the personality from your blood itself, from your family itself, right? And the second type, like your personality may be influenced from the atmosphere where you used to live, from the society, mean to say, right? And the personality is how one person is thinking, feeling, and behaving. So if the person is thinking positively, right, and he has a very good feel about the situations, right, a positive feel, and he used to behave in a positive manner, then we used to call that person as a well personality person, a balanced personality, right? And later on we will talk about like what all negative things that one person used to do, right? So this is the introduction, or we can say that the definition of the personality. So I hope after this lecture you will not uh, say directly, or your grooming is required. Yes, I personally believe that grooming is important, right? But like the other things, the behavior, learning, these things are quite important, the outer part of that person, right? Now moving further, so how personality develops. Now we have understood what personality is, how one person is thinking, right? And personality could be negative and positive. So personality, how can be the personality developed? So personality can be developed by two ways. The first one is biological, and then traits, right? The habits, we can say that. So the one way is biological way, and another way is habits or traits. So we'll open up the biological influence. So what kind of personality we can get through biological influence? Biological mean to say the things that we used to get from our parents, like this way, right? The perfectionist. Sometimes it happens, right? We like the person is so perfectionist. Some person used to be like this way, and from, like, generally people used to get this kind of personality from their parents itself. And stressed, yes, it happens. The second thing we get from the, like, biological way, which is stress. Person used to be in stress. And impatient. Impatient mean to say the person has not having any patience, a kind of competitive, like he used to feel that I that competition in every time, like they used to feel that I will go further, right? I'll complete this task from whole class, right? I'll do this thing first in the class, kind of this thing. Then work obsessed mean to say some person you who love to do work for whole day. And then achievement oriented mean to say one type of personality which believe that, okay, I should achieve, uh, like they used to note down small goals, right? I'll achieve this thing, then this thing, then this thing, right? And then aggressive mean to say that they used to be aggressive at any time, mean to say they're so uh, curious to get the things, right? Aggressive in any way. Then the type B mean to say low stress. Some person, they are having low stress, and the same thing they used to get from the parent side, right? Maybe their grandfather or grandparents or the parents, from where they have get this thing. Even tempered mean to say they have organized temperament, right? They are not like the person who used to be angry at every time, right? At any time, no. So they are flexible mean to say they can adjust the situation, right? They can adopt these situations. Creative. So type B person could be creative, and then adaptable to the change. It is quite similar to the flexible. Then if there is sudden change, so they will not start complaining. They adapt, or they will check, okay, the situation is this, then there is no option. They used to adapt the change. Then patient mean to say they have patience. So the next one is type C. Type C personalities are, so what is happening right now, the personalities has been categorized into 4 types, right? And the third type is highly conscious. This word is apology, I'm fumbling. So this word is conscientious mean to say who is so curious things, right? Who used to do the things, like he used to take care of the small things, right? The person is like that. This is one kind of personality. And struggle to reveal the emotions, mean to say this type of person cannot reveal the emotions so easily, right? So if the person is so sad, he or she will not tell the situation so easily. If the person is happy, then again, like, if they will not reveal the situation so easily. And then lack of self confidence. And yes, the second point, where the person cannot reveal the situation, it means they have lack of confidence. That's why they do not go further. And then fear of rejection. And why they do not express their emotions, because they feel that rejection could be there, and then they don't know how they will react upon the rejection. So this is the type C. And then type D, feeling of worry, like every time they feel like, okay, what will happen if like they used to be worry from on small things, right? Then sadness. I think there was some electricity cut, so that's why internet connection was blocked. Okay, let me share the screen once again. Okay, so this is what we were doing. The type D personality says, okay, so the type D personality is the person used to be so irritability, right? And pessimistic mean to say like he used to be so worried every time for small things, and then negative self-talk. He used to talk negative for himself or herself itself, that I'm not like my looks are not good, right? My weight is less or more kind of thing, right? He has so many complaints related to himself only or herself. Then avoidance of social situation. People like the characters who used to be in this category, they used to avoid the situation, the social situation, right? And then hopelessness, that they don't feel any hope from even themselves, right? And then moving further, so these are the influence, or these are the personalities, type of personalities that we used to get from biological way, right? So these are the four categories, four type of personalities, or four categories of personalities that we get from the biological way. And another one is the personalities we used to get through traits, right? From habits like this way. So the first one is care for about others, cares about others, right? This is what we used to uh, see, or we used to learn from the society, right? So the trait we used to follow. Then feels empathy, right? And then enjoy helping others. So these are the personality, and the name given to this type of personality is agreeable personality. Okay, right? If they would be agree on any particular thing. And then the same word conscience, this is the conscientiousness, right? And which means high level of thoughtfulness, which means like they have very good thoughts, right? High level, like not good thoughts, they believe the thoughtfulness, mean to say they have very like lot of thoughts in their mind, right? Good impulse control, again, like they have very proper control on themselves. Goal directed behavior mean to say they are having goals, and they are directed towards the situation, or to achieve the goal. Then introversion mean to say the person who used to be quiet every time. They love to be alone every time, right? Reserved category personality. And then the extraversion mean to say they are so talkative, right? They feel easy talking to each other, right? To their new persons also. Then emotional expressiveness mean to say they are so expressive, they can express their emotions so easily than the introversion. So these are the two influences from where we can get our personalities, right? So you can check which kind of personality you have. So now the significance of personality development, right? The one word was missing. All right, so development, so personality, we if we are right now, we are 21 persons, right? We must admit one thing, we all are having different personality. There are multiple reasons why we have different personality. The first and the basic reason is biological influence. Biological influence mean to say the parents influence. What I got from my parents, the thing I have. What you have got from your parents, that you have, right? The one thing. And second thing, the trait, the habits, right? Or the atmosphere in which I uh, like I was there in my childhood, the atmosphere was different, the school was different, the friend circle, the society and all, right? So this thing also influence my personality. So all of you are having different childhood, school and all, right? So the personality would be different. Now we will check whether the personality is acceptable, the personality which I have, right? Some of the person used to be like they do not listen anyone. We all have this kind of person in our group, the person who do not listen, right? Whether he or she is wrong or right, even sometimes the person is wrong and the person do not admit his mistake or her mistake, right? So by this way we all will check whether our personalities, the personalities that I have shown in upper slides, we all having the personalities like this way, right? And I personally believe we all are 21 right now. So some, like, we can categorize ourselves or we can relate our personality with these personalities. So if we have some negative personalities, for an example, we do not know uh, when to talk or when to give emotional expressions, right? So if we do not know, then this personality development, like we need this personality development class, because we want to be ourselves organized. We want our personality to be organized, right? So that we can we can play the correct role at correct situation, right? So the significance of the personality development is, the first thing is confidence. Yes, when you know that you are aware of, if you are you are aware of these situations, that you know how to communicate in different situations, how to react on different situations, then you feel confident. If you have very good personality, mean to say but in terms of the outer look, it happens with us. If we are wearing very good clothes, right, it raises our confidence. Similarly, if uh, we are organized with our thinking, with our feeling and our emotional patterns, then we feel confidence. Second thing, credibility. Credibility mean to say, people start talking about the good personality person, right? And if you will behave in a right manner, which, for an example, if you are in the college, you know that which kind of behavior is required in the college. If you will perform or if you will opt the same behavior which is required, then you will get noticed. And then what will happen, people will start talking about you, mean to, and in a positive way, and which gives a credibility, like people have a faith in you. If you will go for any help to anyone, then what will happen, you will get more number of yes or more number of positive answers for you. Third thing, interaction. This thing is related to the confidence. If you have confidence in you, then you feel so easy to interact with each other, right? If you have confidence, I can give you a task, okay, go to MBA class and announce this thing. You feel confident in you, you can go to the class so easily, you can interact with anyone, right? If you know how to communicate with the teachers, with the heads or any person, for an example, right, then I'll give you the task accordingly, you will feel not difficult to communicate with the person, right? You will not feel that how like if you get a chance to sit in a group of elders, right, then how can you communicate? So interaction is one of the best part that we get from the once we develop our personality in a right manner. Then leading and motivating. So personality development, definitely, if you have confidence, people people have a good faith in you, and you are so easy in interaction with person, then you can lead and you can be a motivated person for someone. right? You can lead the thing so easily, right? Or in a positive manner. And the next thing is communication skills. Communication skills does not mean the English, like this is the major thing that I want to tell you. Communication skill does not mean English. English is the language. Communication mean to say how effective you are to express your views. If you want to say anything to someone, right? If you are unable to express your views, then you are communicating very well. Your communication skills are good. If you are unable to express what you want to share, then your communication skills require some improvisation. Getting my point? So communication skill, so start believing in this thing that communication skill does not mean the English language, right? So communication could be written also. How you are communicating, if you are texting, if you are sending a message, then you are communicating with someone, right? And which mode you are using? You are using mobile phone, right? And which language you are using, that is up to you, English, Hindi, Punjabi, and whatever it is. But you are doing communication. I hope my point is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, from now onwards, stop believing that communication is only English. Right? So these are the significance, or these are the important things that we'll get from the personality. Like once we will develop our personality. Right? So personality, like, so this slide has been over. So personality means, just to revise the things, personality means the group of thinking, how you think, right? How you react on the situations, how you react on the angerness of any person, right? How you feel, and how you, like, how your emotional patterns are. So the group of these things are called as your personality. So personality could be good or bad, right? So we will improve our personality through this lecture. Okay, so I'm going to start the another PPT. Anything that you want to ask, you may share. Meanwhile, I'm opening up the another PPT. Okay, are you getting the things, students?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so I am opening up the another PPT, which is about success, right? So we'll complete this PPT and then we will move further towards the content that Rupan and Harshita has prepared. We'll start from Rupan and then Harshita. Okay, so we'll be little quick. So I want to know one thing. Can anyone tell me what is success for you? Anyone? What you believe or what you feel that success is what?
So achieve our goals.
Achieve our goals. Yeah, definitely. And success is not, yes, anyone want to say something?
Sir, according to me, prosperity is a success.
Yeah, prosperity, correct. Yes, you are right. The word that you have said, according to you, because according to according to all of you, the success meaning of success is different. We are still, like, again, like, we are 21 persons. The meaning of success is different for all of us. I believe the success is, okay, I have taken the lecture properly, I have completed the day tasks, I feel I am success for day, right? And some person feel that, okay, if they will buy a car or they will achieve a good wealth, then they feel themselves a success. So now let's talk about what actually the success is. So to some people, success might mean wealth, definitely. Like people feel that okay, if someone who has a good wealth, then the person is being successful. To other, it has recognition, mean to say people know you, right? You feel that you are a successful person. You have a good health, good family, happiness, satisfaction, and peace of mind. So if person is having these things, the person feel that okay, he or she is successful person, right? And what this really tells us that success is subjective. True, subjective mean to say it is different. It has a different opinion for each and every person. Just give me a moment. Okay, like um, okay. So subjective, like we were on this point, that success is subjective. Subjective mean to say you can put anything to explain success, right? So success, like if success is in small things also, right? So if you have scored very well in the class, you feel successful like this way. Okay. Now, what is the actual meaning? That is, I also like I personally believe that you all have different meaning related to success, but there is a common thing, right? Some common sentences that is that will be in harmony to all of us. The meaning is success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal. This is the meaning of success. Mean to say, this line says your continuous practice to achieve your worthy goal. Worthy goal mean to say whichever the goal that has really a positive meaning for you, which has no harm for anyone, right? That is that particular goals are called the worthy goal. Even like if I'll take an example of a thief, like who has a goal to uh, what we can see, like he want to like snatch something, and once he used to get a snatching, and he feels successful, but that the particular goal is not the worthy goal. So worthy goal mean to say a goal which is uh, good for everyone, and the continuous practice to achieve that goal is called as success, right? And now goal. So to get the success, we all must have goals. And goals, there is a small study I want to share with you, then I'll wind up this thing and then Rupan will start. The thing was, in 1979, in Harvard University, there was a survey, like they did a survey, and they met graduate students, and they asked for all graduate students that how many of they have goals. Then what will happen? 3% of the graduates had written their goals and plans, okay, that they have this goal and this is the plan they have set for this to achieve the goal, right? And rest of the like other 13% of they were having a goal, but they have not written the goals, right? I'm repeating, 3% 3% students, they have written their goals and plans, and 13% they were having goals but they have not written, mean to say the goals were there in their mind. And 84% they have no, like they don't have any goal. They were not having any goal, they have not set the goals, right? And then what happened after 10 years? The 13%, those who had a goal, sorry, class, like we can So, yes, students. So, like, what happened after 10 years? 10 years, they have checked the same thing. They have checked the data. The 30% who had goals, 13%, right? They were earning, right, up to 84% compared to those who had not set any goal. Mean to say, those who have not set the goal, that were 84% of the class. So the rest of the 13%, those who are having goals in their mind, they were earning just similar to the 84%. But the figure, the 3% students, they are earning so well, right? And they like they were quite impressive things they have done in their life. Reason behind, because they have set a goal and they were having a plans, right? So plans are very important. Like, if you are having just a goal that I want to do this thing, but you don't know how to do this thing, you are not planning how will you achieve this particular thing, then definitely you will you will get your goal changed in some of the time, right? So plans are also very important. Some people, just for the namesake, they start saying that they want to get a car, but they do not work for that particular car. I'm just quoting an example, right? So the goal is to get a car, but they don't have any plan. They don't know, like, from where they will get the finances, right? Whether they will be having a loan or they have their investments, right? Whether they are required to sell anything to get money. So that is also required. So in short, what we have learned today, that personality, all persons are having different personality, but we are required, we all knows that which type of personality is required to be changed, right? We all know about ourselves, that this particular personality I need to change in myself. One. So through this lecture, we'll try to improve in that particular personality, right? So personality is not a single thing. It has a multiple faces, multiple meanings. Similarly, success. Success is that regular progress to achieve the goal, which could be worthy goal. And the goals are not alone successful. Like, goals, like alone goals cannot give you a success. Goals must have a plan, right? So we'll continue this lecture in next classes. So now I would call Rupan, and she has written some current affairs, as I told her in the last class. So Rupan, you are required to share the content that you have written.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Start.
Yes, you may start with small introduction of yourself and the content, that, like, what kind of content that you have written.
Yes, sir, sure. So, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rupan Preet Kaur. You all know that. I hope you all are good and much busy in your daily life. I am right? So, today I'm discuss about in current affairs of India in front of you. So, let's start, guys.
Okay.
Be attentive. So, firstly, I'm talking about entertainment industry.
Okay.
Maybe it's a last week current affair, but I am discuss these affair today. You all know that finally Tejasvi Prakash win the Big Boss trophy,
Fine.
and they got 40 lakhs through this reality show. It's such a huge amount.
40 lakhs. Okay.
And 40 lakhs, yes sir. एंड जहां तक मुझे लगता है हमारे क्लास में अभी भी जितने भी स्टूडेंट्स हैं यहाँ पे मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स कहीं ना कहीं वो शमिता शेट्टी को मैं भी फॉलो करते थे, देन उनको लगता था कि वो विन होगी, बट हमारे यहाँ पे अभी यही मुद्दा चल रहा था लास्ट वीक का कि बिग बॉस फाइनली कौन जीतेगा। सो फाइनली तेजस्वी प्रकाश ने विन कर ही लिया शो। यस,
Fine.
देन सेकंड मोस्ट करंट अफेयर, मोस्ट फेमस इलेक्शंस।
Yes, true.
चलो गाइस, आप में से सब बताइए कौन इलेक्शन में आ सकता है आगे। मेरे अकॉर्डिंग तो चलो सारी पार्टीज ठीक है, बट आम आदमी का इस टाइम ज्यादा लग रहा है।
Okay,
यस,
fine.
देन थर्ड है सोशल मीडिया। सोशल मीडिया में फॉलोवर्स किसके ज्यादा है? अगर हम करंट अफेयर की बात करें, आजकल हमारी यंग जनरेशन की तो आजकल सबसे ज्यादा बिजी तो हम सब सोशल मीडिया पे हैं। तो मुझे लगता है कि रोनाल्डो के सबसे ज्यादा है फॉलोवर्स, मे बी वो फुटबॉलर है जहां तक मैंने सर्च किया है।
Yeah, he's a footballer.
यस, देन फोर्थ करंट अफेयर है कोरोना वायरस का थर्ड वेरिएंट ओमिक्रॉन।
Hmm.
यस,
What is
पता नहीं
about?
सर ये कब जाएगा। देन फिफ्थ है बूस्टर वैक्सीन कहाँ तक पहुंची, देन हमें कब तक प्रोवाइड होगी।
Okay.
यस, देन सिक्स
So,
मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट, अगर प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी पंजाब में वापस आते हैं तो क्या रिएक्शन होता है?
the reaction would be very
जो
good,
पहले
like because he's the prime minister of country. He must he should get respect from everywhere, because like I'm talking about
यस,
the
बिकॉज जब वो फर्स्ट
position.
टाइम आए थे तब भी बहुत ज्यादा।
Yeah, I'm talking about the position, the chair, right? Does not matter. Like we should not go for the person. Like, person could be anyone. We should respect the chair, because this gives a negative impression of the
यस
state.
सर, यस सर।
Yes.
Then seventh, last and most important, which date finally our school and colleges will reopen? I don't know कब
Yeah.
ओपन होंगे ये, बट होप तो यही है कि मे बी नेक्स्ट वीक तक कुछ ना कुछ रिस्ट्रिक्शंस में हमें थोड़ी सी दी जाए, बट आई डोंट नो कब होंगे ओपन। सो ये सर मेन अफेयर्स थे, करंट अफेयर सभी स्टूडेंट्स के लिए जो कि अब तक चल रहे हैं हमारे इंडिया में, तो खासकर यही चल रहे हैं।
Okay, fine. That is good. Okay.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate the efforts that you have made.
Thank you, sir.
And for next time, try to like get the things. I appreciate that you have mentioned the affairs with headings like entertainment, then social media, then election. That is good. And try to get the things like two of each, right? And two current affairs of each heading, and come up with the whole statement that if, for an example, if you have raised a point which was a booster dose, right? So we all were wanting that, okay, like maybe you will give us some idea about what kind of booster dose it is and what at what time we all will get the booster dose. So current affair must have a proper statement, right?
Yes, sir, sure.
So you will come, like you are required to come up with the point that when we will get the booster dose. Generally, what rule government has set as of now, the booster dose is for senior citizen, mean to say those who have crossed the 61, and the booster dose is for those who are the frontline warriors. Okay? Those who are into the health department, those who are interacting with the patients or the regular public every day. So right as of now, the like this is what we like I have aware of right now. I'm aware of, right? And the other person, like anyone who has anything related to other part election. Now the what other thing what you have said about election, like I don't know, like which kind of like which party will come. I only feel that anyone like who will take charge of this Punjab state should work on very sensitive areas, which like education, health, right? So this is what we are required. We are needing right now. So we need a party that used to work on each and every part of uh, required like activity or required plan for the success of whole state and India. This is required, right? And I think and okay, now Harshita, it's your turn. I'm going to open up the PPT, right? Like I think
Okay, sir.
the other person, who was the next person? Rupan, if you remember, I think you and other person also, I've given the
Anchal
task.
Gaba. Anchal
Anchal
Gaba.
Gaba, correct. Anchal, I think she's not present. Okay, so our next lecture is on Monday. So Rupan, you are required to do this activity. You are required to repeat this activity, right? Some new current affairs with a similar way,
Yes, sir.
right? And then Harshita is present. Okay, Harshita, I'm going to open up your PPT.
Okay, sir.
Just give me a moment, right? Um, you may start.
Good afternoon. My name is Harshita Bhatia, and I'm going to present my task, countries with capitals.
Okay, I think, okay, yes,
So, a small introduction about some countries. There are total 195 countries in this world. The total comprises 193 countries that are member states of the United Nations and two countries that are non-member observer states, the Holy See and the state of Palestine.
fine.
So they are located in different sectors, like 54 countries are in Africa, 48 in Asia, 44 in Europe, 33 in Latin America and Caribbean, 14 in Oceania, 2 in North America.
Very good.
Now, as my task was 20 country capitals, so I'll tell you: Angola, Luanda, Armenia, Yerevan, Australia, Canberra, Austria, Vienna, Bangladesh, Dhaka, Barbados, Bridgetown, Canada, Ottawa, Chile, Santiago, Indonesia, Jakarta, Iraq, Baghdad.
Okay,
The next, Mauritius, Port Louis, Norway, Oslo, Poland, Warsaw, Qatar, Doha, Russia, Moscow, South Sudan, Juba, Spain, Madrid, Sweden, Stockholm, Managua, Thailand, Bangkok, Turkey, Ankara, Uganda, Kampala, United Kingdom, London, Ukraine, Kiev, United States of America, Washington DC, Zimbabwe, Harare.
very good,
Thank you.
very good, Harshita. Okay, I'll share this PPT with all of you. Okay, which is very important thing. The point is like related to the country. These are the common things that one must have proper knowledge about it, right? Because like we all must know that what all countries are there, right? How many countries are there, even about states also. So this is a part of our general knowledge, right? And okay, directly it does not have any I would say a benefit, but yes, it will improve your confidence and hence your confidence. Once like you'll be able to communicate with persons, right? Or you are sitting with some younger or elder persons, you know something. So these are the steps to improve our confidence. Okay. And, okay, fine students. So we'll meet in the next class. Okay, I have some polls. Let me open up the polls, right? We have last 5 minutes. So the poll has been launched. Okay, I hope like you are able to see the polls. The content that we have discussed today, the poll is related to that particular things. So start answering. The fear of failure is a dash in achieving goals. So you all are 18 students. So fear of failure, just try to understand the statement, the fear of failure. Okay, very good. So people have started filling. Lack of skill may dash the growth of skills. Lack of skill, okay, fine. Then goals are required to get correct. Progressive realization of a worthy goal. Okay, the question number 4. Two of your classmates, they have given a wrong answer. Okay, sense of thinking, feeling and behaving is known as personality. Students, you are required to be quick. Motivation. Fear of failure is not a motivation, my dear. Fear of failure is a dash in achieving goals. People are clicking on the motivation. I will definitely check these four person, like your name will be there on the screen, like those who have clicked on motivation. Still 5 students are pending. Okay, 5 students, be quick. The second, okay, lack of skills may gear up. Okay, and goals are required to get success. Progressive realization. Still 2 students are pending. Okay, I'm going to end the poll and will show the result. Okay, may I know like who has given the answer? The first question was fear of failure, and the person, there are 5 students who have written or who have clicked the motivation. May I know like who has clicked on this thing? Like the name can be easily found through the profile. I want like right now, if anyone can explain that how you feel that the fear of failure is a motivation. Maybe we are not having that perception that you are thinking. Can you explain? Okay, fine. The fear of failure is not a motivation. If I would say just in a simple word, fail होने का डर, it is not a motivation, it is kind of a hurdle which does not allow you to do anything, even to start the things. Because I will get failed, I should not do this thing, right? So this is not a motivation, this is a hurdle. Then lack of skill may slow down the growth of skills or success, right? So over here, what does it mean? It gear up mean to say the one who is not having proper skills, then he cannot gear up the path. Gear up mean to say like moving further, right? So if person who has a less skills, then he or she will slow down the process of success. Then goals are required to get success. That is okay. And progressive realization of a worthy goal. This is the statement that we have discussed in our PPT. This was the definition of success, right? अगर हम लोग कंटिन्यूटी में, if we are continuing paying attention towards our goal, हम लोग fail नहीं होंगे, we will get the success. And then the last one, sense of thinking, feeling and behaving is known as personality. So thank you so much, students. You all have participated very well. And Rupan, Harshita, you will get the content that I'll share with you. You also are required to prepare some of the content that we'll share with whole class, right? I'll let you know that which kind of content
Okay,
would be
sir.
required,
Okay, sir.
right? And Rupan, Harshita, Abhay, like I'll give you the task in the same way, proper in a written form, right? Okay. Okay.